Good afternoon. Last class we have discussed something about cloud security threat, that is traffic, ever dropping, malicious intermediary, denial of services, insufficient authority, virtualization attack, overlapping trust. These are the points which we have discussed. Last time we have discussed about these points in our class, or last video we have discussed about this point. Now we are going to see something about this security mechanism, cloud security mechanism. It is divided into three to four parts, and each part is subdivided. The first part is encryption. What do you mean by encryption? It's already been here. There is a plain text. We add some key for protection. We call that as encryption. And that key, when the key is added, we call it as clip text, ciphertext, cipher text. When it is decrypted, the key is also known as, then we got a plain text or something like that. I want to send a, let's take an example. There is a one system A, system B. I want to say ABC from A to B. I add a plain text or a key in this one, A1CB, and it is sent to B A1. I added one key in this one and receive A1CB. That one is decrypted, one is encrypted here. Once you decrypt that key is deleted and we get ACB. Here also ACB. Adding one while sending, we call it as encryption. Removing one when we receive it, we call it as decryption. And the method is nothing but encryption method. Adding is known as encryption, and removing is called decryption, and the method is called this one, ciphertext. So data is something by default is coded in a plain text, but when it transferred on a network, it is very vulnerable. Unauthorized person can able to access this one. So in order to do that one, what we do, we use encryption mechanism. There are different ways of mechanism called digital coding and other methods. We are going to see the different methods. Encryption technology commonly relies on standard algorithm. There is one standard algorithm which we discussed. This is called Kiefer algorithm. Transfer original plain text in a encrypted data. Transfer plain text or original text in encrypted data. What do you mean by encrypted data? We are adding something to it, and then once we add it, it referred as clip text. When encrypted is applied to the plain text, then it is transferred. When it is when you remove that encryption, we call it a decryption, and we receive that text. This is something about encryption. It is divided into two parts, that is symmetric and asymmetric. We'll see what are the parts. So when you transfer, the basic thing is that when you transfer a data on an internet or somewhere down the line, it might be vulnerable or it will be vulnerable. So what we do, we add some mechanism to make it as valuable, to protect it. So that mechanism, we call it as encryption decryption method, and that mechanism is also is referred in this slide. Now let's move on to other slide. Symmetric, it is divided into two parts. As I told you, it is divided into two parts. That is symmetric. What do you mean by symmetric mechanism? The encrypted key and the decrypted key is same. Remember, there's only one point, shared key. The encryption and decryption key is same. Symmetric encryption use the same key for encryption and decryption, both are which are performed by authorized parties. Yes, authorized parties. They share the keys. Let's take an example, ABC. One system 1, system 2. ABC is transferred with ABC and the key is D. And it is transferred to here, ABC, and the key is D. They know the key. What do you mean by key? The same encrypted key, one key, also known as secret key. The message are encrypted with a specific key that can be decrypted by only that same key. A basic authentication check is always performed because only authorized parties that owns the key can create the message. This maintain verification of data privacy. The only difference in symmetric encryption is that this data what we send with the encryption and decryption, the key is same. The key is same. This is symmetric encryption. So what is my encryption? What do you mean by security mechanism? We encrypt something and we send them. And in symmetric, the encryption and decryption are same. For other part, let's go to asymmetric public key cryptography. What do you mean by asymmetric encryption? Asymmetric encryption relies on the use of two different keys, namely private key and public key. With asymmetric encryption, which is also referred as public key, that's why our public key encryption. Asymmetric encryption is also known as public key cryptography. The private key is known to the owner, while the public key is commonly available. Let's take an example. You use credit card or bank statement and everything. The bank will send a mail to you all. All will receive the mails. But when you receive your inbox, you want to see that mail. You'll have a password. The password will be your date of birth or your PAN card. Your PAN card, you use that one. That is private key. Private key. The public key, the bank has already sent it with all the mails and everything. The commonly known, the bank has received the mail and everything. And when you want to open it, you want to have your own date of birth or your PAN card or whatever the keys are. That is private key, which you only be available with you. If you type it incorrect, you cannot able to see that one. That is asymmetric encryption. A private key is also known by owner or public key. A document that was encrypted with a private key can only be correctly decrypted with a corresponding public key. Once it is sent, yes, public key has already been sent. You send it with a PAN card or other card, you can able to see that one. Conventionally, document that was encrypted public can decrypt only with the same thing, private key. As a result of two different keys being used instead of just one, asymmetric encryption is most common always almost always computational slowly. Why it is computational facilities for this is slow? Because it is uses two keys, two different keys. An example which I have already told you of the bank mail or something which is very confidential mail which you receive it. The computational facilities for this is very fast. The computational facilities for this is very fast. These are asymmetric and symmetric. Now hashing. What do you mean by hashing? There is other mechanism. So the first mechanism was encryption. The first mechanism was encryption. The second mechanism, it is divided into two parts, that is symmetric and asymmetric. These are the three slides which explain you about this one. The second part is hashing. What do you mean by hashing? The hashing mechanism is used when one-way non-adjustable form of a data protection is required. Non-adjustable. I'll move on. Once the hashing is applied to the message, it is locked. No key is provided for the no key is provided in the message to unlock. A common application mechanism is storage password. Once the hashing is applied, the data is protected, and the same mechanism should be applied to remove that hashing and able to see that data. Hashing technologies, the same technologies is used to originate hash code. Hash code is used. The message. What do you mean by hash code? It may be summary of a message or some keyword with is often a fixed length or a smaller original message. What do you mean by hashing technology? A hashing code is used, originate mechanism used, generating a hashing code, a message summary, or a often fixed length message, or a small message which is added with that one. With the hashing technology, the message sender can then utilize the hashing mechanism to attach this message summary to the message. The reception applies the same hashing function to verify the procedure to verify to produce the message summary. So what happens is that hashing is something like that. When it is applied, a hashing mechanism is applied. It is non-adjustable, which is very protective, and a mechanism to store a data. The same, what is the hashing mechanism? It could be a hashing code, it could be a message summary, it could be a fixed length message, or it could be a smaller message which is attached to the function. The same mechanism the receiver has to apply to get that message. So that is what a hashing message is tempered, or we can able to see when the message, if you cannot able to hash that function, we can able to say that it is the message is tempered or something like that. The same is explained in the next slide with a figure. A cloud consumer is there, message digest means message is used, malicious service agent. What happened? A message is corrupted, message is rejected because received digest code not matches with the computed digest. This server will reject this message. A hashing function is applied to protect the integrity of a message that is intercepted and alerted by the malicious service agent. Malicious service agent. It is before it is forwarded the firewall. Before it forwarded, the firewall can be configured to determine the message has been alerted, thereby enabling to reject that message before it proceeds to the cloud services. So the hashing is used, hashing mechanism is used to add that one to that one to message. Then the miscellaneous, if you add, anybody can add it, the hashing function can able to detect it and able to reject it. So this is a hashing. Hashing mechanism used one way, non-adjustable form of a data protection is required. Once the hashing been applied to the message, it is locked. No key is provided for the message to unlock. A common application of this mechanism is stored in the password. What is a hashing technology? A hashing technology is something like that, a message summary, or it may be a message summary, it may be hash code or a fixed length message or something like that, which is already explained in the diagram. The next part is the digital signature. The third part of it is digital signature. The first one is encryption. The second one is hashing. Third one is digital signature. What do you mean by digital signature? Message is assigned with digital signature prior to transmission. A digital signature is assigned to a message before it is in transmission, which is then reduce invalid if the message experiences any unauthorized modification. The message is said to be invalid when the message is received with some unauthorized modification. A digital signature provides evidence that the message is received in the same way that is one created in a rightful sender. Digital signature is added. What do you mean by that one? A digital signature is added before the message is sent, and if any modification, then you can able to tell that there is a modification in the message and it is very harmful. The same way the message is sent, it has to receive the same way. The both hashing and asymmetric encryption are involved in this one. Both hashing and asymmetrics involved in this creation of a digital signature, which essentially exists in a message summary that will be encrypted by private key and appended to the original message. The receipt verify the signature validity and use the matching. The digital signature mechanism help to ease the hateful intermediate, insufficient authorization, overlapping, and all these methods are being ratified by digital signature. This is what mentioned. A hashing hashing code is used, and asymmetric encryption. Both are using in this one. Okay. The diagram is here. Look, a cloud consumer. What is we mean by this one? A trusted network is there. What do you mean by trusted? Both are trusted. They are using it. This is a trusted network. We call it as a trusted. Let's take an example. Trusted network is there. This is a one trusted network. A cloud consumer B sent a message with a digital signature but was alerted by trusted attack cloud service consumer A. Cloud consumer sent a message that was digitally signed but was alerted by trusted attack consumer A. Virtual server B is configured with digital signature before processing incoming message. Even if they are within the trusted boundary. The message is revealed and illegitimate due to the invalid digital signature. So what happened is that this is a digital signature and it has been modified. And what happened? It goes to B server, but the trusted network A, which says that virtual machine A, which responds if you want to go to the virtual machine B, but the data is already available in virtual machine A, then the digital signature is verified and say that this is not verified. The major thing is that we need to have a private key and a hashing function. Both should be there, then only it is valid. So in a trusted network, public key and hashing function is there, and the trusted, that is what a trusted insider will able to hack that one, but we need to have this one. The virtual machine B will reject this part. This is a trusted network. Cloud consumer B want to retrieve a data from virtual machine A, but virtual machine cloud consumer A rejected because it does not see that verification of that message. This is what the diagram says. The next part is that public key infrastructures, PKI, public key infrastructure. What do you mean by public key infrastructure? A common approach for managing issue of uneven keys based on public key infrastructures mechanism which exist in the system protocol. What do you mean? A public key is just a key, but what are the everywhere that public key is different due to some protocol, data format, rules, policies, area policies, organization policies, and the country which they follow it, and the algorithm which they follow. There are different mechanisms, and due to which the public key something is uneven keys, means they are not proper. The system because of data format, rules, practical that enable large scale system to secure the public key in cryptography. The system is used to associate public key with their corresponding the key owner, means is public key with the corresponding key owner is known as public key identifier. Public key identifier. While enabling the, because why we are using this, we need to have a certified digital signature certification. So there is a public key mechanism, there is a public key infrastructures, then the organization approaches for to get a public key while to get that public key while enabling the verification, the key validation, digital signature, all the data of the organization will be seen and everything. Then the certificate will be issued to that. Digital signature are usually digitally signed by third party certified authority. So digital signature is something like that, based on your organization, based on the rules, based on the algorithms which the organization follows. When they approach a public key infrastructure, then it is called a public key identification. And when the public key identification, how you get a public key identification, you need to approach the public key infrastructure. They will verify all your documents, all your rules and everything, then they will issue a digital signature, which is then they use the digital signature, that we call it as a digital signature. The third party which issues that digital signature is known as third party certified authority, CA. Okay, we will stop here. Then we'll continue the diagram with this one. And if I have got my Word file, let me go through it. Let me go. Yes, we are here. Public key infrastructures, identification management, and data application. I'll just finish this part by tomorrow. I'll post that video tomorrow. Okay. Thank you very much.